Alright, this is a video showing you that these are working before I package them up and send them to you. So, the Tempest, so what we got here is I added the CoverTech clip like you wanted. So to open this up from now on, you're going to have to remove that CoverTech clip. So unscrew. Should have been prepared for this. Alright. So now you can pull it out. Again, only about that far. That's what caused the wire breakage when you pulled it all the way out. So that right there is it. Two lights working. All right. And there we go. So that is working now, and this is a 9/64 Allen wrench that you'll need to get to work that. But again, that's it, as far as it goes out. Alright then, and I just lost the kill key, so let me grab that. Alright. So, Tempest is working. Screw this back in together real quick. Try to make this video as quick as possible. Alright then. So, and there you go, back up there. So there is the Tempest. Alrighty, so you've seen the Graflex working, but just in case, I screwed something up, putting everything back together. So again, could never get the sound fonts on there. Formatted, followed all the tutorials, just wouldn't work. So you asked how to get the chassis out so you can work on that. So you pull out these two screws on both sides. You pull out the button, and you pull out the retention screw here, and then the whole thing will slide out. Oh, don't forget this screw here. So then this whole thing will slide out. You can pull out the SD card, do what you need, try to get it working. So. Now with this here, once I put the end on, it's going to muffle the sound. Could not find a good spot to put vent holes. There are some vent holes in the bottom of this, but once you put the D-ring back on, it kind of conceals them. As for the protection of this, the wires are pretty much out of the way, so you don't really have to worry about hitting the wires. When you put that back on there, I've pushed them back in there pretty good. I've wiped it down, not 100%, but it's wiped down. You can just take a little cloth rag and clean up any fingerprints that are on there. And then we'll get the blade plug in there so that that doesn't wiggle around. So there is that one. Last but not least, you've seen this working before, but again, just to be on the safe side before I package everything up, we'll pull the key.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
So the fixed button on this, and here comes a kid that's supposed to be in bed. Back in bed, sweetie. Come on. Back in bed. Come on. Alrighty then, so and you'll get a kick out of this and a chuckle because nothing ever goes right with 3-year-old twins. So with this one here, fires up. So, fixed button, and so then everything closes up in there like so. Now with this one here, we talked about removing the scratches, and I tried my best to get the scratches out of there, but as you can see, they're still there. You can see a little nick right there. Could not get them out. Follow the tutorials online, follow the little documentation you sent me on how to get those out. All it really did was dull this piece right here a little bit. Try to buff it out, try to get it a little shinier, but it did not happen. So I talked with Tim over at the Saber Shop. He says if he's got a run of this going on, and he says if he's got an extra piece that would work with this, he'd sell it. So keep an eye on that. Talk with Tim, see if you can get that portion replaced. If all else fails, just find a local shop to see if they can re-chrome that or whatever to get that kind of cleaned up there. Since my move, I do not have a workshop to do powder coating, or I was going to try to scrub that down and powder coat it, but I just ran out of time before our move to be able to do that. So CoverTech clip, of course, goes back in there, and I will get everything boxed up and shipped off to you here in just a little while. Any questions, you can reach out to me. Should be in the mail tomorrow, at the latest Wednesday, just depending on the type of packing material and the boxes I can find to put everything in. Questions, let me know. Bye.